Hey everybody, Hayden Dingman here from PC World. I'm here with Adam Patrick Murray.
Hey, that's me.
Normal. Good to be back here in our little studio, and today we are looking at Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I am ready to raid some tombs.
Which is
with
out.
the Laura Croft, right?
Lara.
Oh, dang it.
Lara
I
Croft.
did it again.
So yeah, we are about 6 hours into the game, 7 hours at the hub of Paititi,
Okay.
the hidden city, which this is where our demo cut off over the summer. So first time, I mean, not the first time I've been here because I've obviously been playing this game, but first time that this has been out in the public eye, I think. I don't know, we'll talk to some people, run around. We don't really have any objectives at the moment, so we're just kind of exploring this beautiful city.
Great.
No mercy.
So what do you think? Is it more Tomb Raider? Have they
It
really
is
shaken things up?
definitely more Tomb Raider. I don't know, I have been kind of unimpressed so far, and I hate making that sort of value judgment right now because I'm like 8 or 9 hours into what's probably a 25-hour game.
Okay.
But
So things could change.
yeah, it could change. But yeah, so far I have not been incredibly impressed with the story, especially. It's just baffling. We're gonna sit through this cutscene here, and this cutscene shows that like somebody who's like the head of Trinity is also like the head of this this village.
Okay.
Is like isolated from everybody else in Peru, and like is in the middle of the jungle, and is called the Hidden City. I don't know. It's a very strange plot, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's really gone like full Assassin's Creed, like the Desmond arc in Assassin's Creed, where
Oh,
eventually
no.
you were just like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand even like what the plot is at this point. I'm sort of there with this game. Like, I don't really understand what is happening.
Huh. Okay.
So yeah, here
I know him.
it's Dr. Dominguez.
Oh, no. Not Dr. Dominguez.
I also want to point out that a lot of the voice acting in this game is really rough.
Oh, really? Huh.
And salvation.
Yeah.
Soon, our dreams of peace and safety
Okay.
will be realized.
It's just kind of like cringy. I don't know. Like it feels a little over the top and a little.
But his real name is Amaru. He was born here, but raised, lied to, by outsiders.
It's just like not really doing it for me.
Yeah.
And so,
But you don't.
and like there's a scene in this cutscene.
My late
One of my favorite parts here is in a second. This lady on the left is going to say, the clothes that you're wearing will only keep you safe and unnoticed from the guards for so long in this town. And it's like, what? Because she's literally the only white person in this entire town? She's not even wearing like a mask or anything.
Assure you that
She's just like very obviously Lara Croft in like a native dress walking around in this town.
I know him.
So a little bit of
Successful.
logic leaps.
Yeah, I am
See this paradise.
baffled in a lot of respects in terms of the plot here.
Huh.
And I feel like we're harping on it mainly because like the rest of it is the same thing as the last two games, which is not bad. I actually am enjoying it in the mindless way that I enjoyed the last two. It's a lot of raiding tombs. It's a lot of like climbing walls. It's like that same sort of open world Uncharted, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Well, it does look nice.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
and
there's a ray tracing update coming after
I was about
after
to
launch.
say, but it's not featured in this.
No,
right
it's
now.
not.
No.
It's not in this. But yeah, I don't know. I just the plot. I just don't feel like it's a great call. So basically, she steals this knife at the beginning of the game, and it maybe is going to unleash the apocalypse, and then that leads her to this village where she's trying to find a box that will prevent the apocalypse. Oh, here we go. Your clothing won't hide you long from the guards.
Okay.
Wow, really? All right.
Yeah, but if you put these on, then you're good.
Yeah, like maybe if you put a bag over your head.
You've been warned to keep the peace.
I was just out for a pleasant stroll with my son.
Amaru is losing his patience.
Again, like the voice acting, it's just like really. This game is like a second sequel to a game that was like really well received. I really like the 2013 Tomb Raider.
Yeah, people really enjoyed that reboot.
Yeah, and then I was kind of iffy on Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then this one I just feel like I've completely lost the plot. But I don't know, like it plays fine. The animations can be a little. You know how in Uncharted it does that thing where like if you almost miss a jump, it'll sort of like magnetically teleport you over to where you're supposed to go.
It's like here you go. Let me help you out.
They take that to an extreme in this game. There are times where you're like making like 15-foot jumps and stuff.
Is that tied to difficulty or is it just part of the mechanic?
No, I think it's just part of the mechanics. There are like some nice. That's one of the things we should talk about. There is like a really cool thing they do with the difficulty here. The gameplay maybe. Here. So you can actually adjust all of the difficulty for combat, exploration, and puzzles separately. And they do different things. So like in exploration, you'll notice, we walk around here that there's like white paint on all of the things that we can climb. If you turn the exploration difficulty up to hard, it just removes that paint out of the equation. So that you actually have to like find your way through things.
Wow. Okay. That's kind of
so
nice.
like, yeah, there's some cool stuff in there related to that. But like, look at like how I think they like really want the animations to be like instantaneous, but it just like ends up feeling kind of janky a lot of the time. You can really do some weird stuff. And then like none of the hub areas have been very engaging so far. They haven't been bad. It's just sort of what we were saying before. It's like more Tomb Raider.
Bigger than 100.
So like I feel like this whole jungle area feels very similar to like the jungle-y outdoors area in Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was like
What you're looking for
cool. It's just a big empty area with a village and then some tombs.
And you're still doing the usual thing where you upgrade your equipment and
with like
collection stuff.
with like one of the worst interfaces I've ever seen.
The cult often patrols there.
I will have to find a base camp, which I assume will, once we go in here, there will be one soon. I haven't actually done any of this because I've been just like messing around in the village for the last 2 hours doing like random side content stuff. But I assume there's a base camp in here somewhere. And the skill upgrade menu is just like, it's designed to look like a Mayan tomb with like these like squares everywhere. But as a result, it's like basically unreadable.
Weird.
You have to like mouse over every single thing individually to like figure out what is going on. One of the new skills, and this is like probably the skill that I'm most in love with, is you can rappel and then like swing around.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's fun. They don't use it nearly enough, but it's a fun one. There's also underwater. That was their like big pitch back in April when they revealed this game. Is like, oh, you can go underwater now. Let me ask you, Adam, have you ever enjoyed being underwater in a video game? Has there ever been a swimming level that you've been like, wow, I really wish they had done more of this?
Metal Gear Solid 2. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Nope.
So yeah, it's there's underwater sections, and man, it's just as bad as you would expect.
Okay.
So here's the skill menu.
Oh, all right.
So
it's visually interesting, but
it's beautiful, but like every time that you come in here, you have to like mouse over each of these individually.
Be like, wait, what's what?
And be like, okay, wait, what's the skull with the little thingy? Oh, it's the headshot one. Okay, yeah. What's the outline of the guy with the clock?
I have to stop.
Yeah, it's just been kind of like these are all like very small. I want to say like these are all like very small nitpicky complaints, I think.
Yeah.
But like they all add up to just like not having a very smooth time with the game.
Well, and not to mention this is the third one, you know, and things start to wear thin, so I can see how that's
also like
can affect it.
I mean, we've also talked over the last like couple, like let's say 3 or 4 years now. I feel like one of the trends has been, video games and especially AAA, to use that term, AAA video games we've kind of hit like a minimum bar of quality.
Yeah.
And like there are a couple of games that come out and are just like abysmal flops, but like generally everything falls into this like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 range. For a good reason. Like the developers put lots of money into these games to hit that bar of quality. And so you end up with games like this and games like Avalanche's Mad Max or stuff like that, where it's like it's not actually bad. Like I'm having a totally fine time with this game, but also I just don't really understand a lot of the choices that were made, and I think that there was like a better game that could have been made here. I also think that Tomb Raider, there you go, with one of those like crazy 10-foot jumps.
It made it look so easy and light.
I also think that Tomb Raider kind of suffers here. Oh no, am I supposed to go up there? Yeah, all right. Tomb Raider suffers here from like the fatigue of these sort of like climbing games. Like I feel like when Uncharted did it first, you know, it was like this amazing, like, oh, this is like the evolution of platforming. Oh, that guy's got some physics on him. Kick him out of the way again. It was like this evolution of like the platforming genre. And then when the Tomb Raider reboot came out in 2013, it was like, oh, somebody finally, again, like these jumps, somebody finally took that formula and like made their own like spin on it, right? And it was like a really cool idea. But like, man, by the time Uncharted 4 came out, I was like kind of just done with this whole concept.
Yeah.
And then we had like Lost Legacy and Rise of the Tomb Raider, and so then for another one of these games, it's like, oh yeah, the thing's gonna break and we're gonna slip 2 seconds downward. Do you know what I mean? Like that's every.
Starting to feel a little rote at this point.
Yeah, and it doesn't. Again, like it doesn't help that like a lot of the animations and controls here are like kind of janky feeling.
Okay, take it slow.
So I feel like Uncharted 4 kind of got away with it because it was like, wow, look how realistic all this looks. This to me, Shadow of the Tomb Raider just feels like another one of those Tomb Raider games.
And if you can't fall back on a very in-depth storyline that crosses from game to game, then
You can do this.
like that was sort of the appeal, I think, of that first Tomb Raider was like, wow, it's such an interesting take on Lara Croft. And now 3 games in, it's like the same take. There's been a lot of like giggling behind the scenes, I think, with press, because the way that they marketed this game was like, Lara Croft is finally going to become the Tomb Raider that she was meant to be. And it's the exact same marketing line they used for the last 2 games. Like, that was the point of the reboot, was like, oh, you're going to see Lara Croft before she was Lara Croft. And then, you know, Rise of the Tomb Raider comes along, and they're like, you're going to see Lara Croft become the Tomb Raider. And you're like, oh, wow, crazy. Oh, wow, that was almost deadly because I looked over at you.
Whoops.
Yeah, you're going to see Lara Croft become the Tomb Raider that she was meant to be. And then, you know, we move on to the 3rd iteration here. And it's like, oh, what are we doing this time? Oh, we're going to see Lara Croft become the Tomb Raider. And it's just like, wow, okay. Like, I thought that she would be there by now, but maybe not.
Well, there's always more tombs to raid.
I will say, like, I like a lot of the art direction and stuff. Like, I think a lot of the tombs look really cool.
Yeah, actually.
And
it
the
is pretty
puzzles are
striking.
a step up this time. I've only hit, like, 2 or 3 real puzzles in this game. But every time it's been, like, sort of interesting. There's one that was, like, involved a bunch of columns that you had to get the right numbers on and stuff. Like, cool. It's not, like, really genre breaking, but it's, like, interesting at least.
I like how the tone of this is very gold.
Yeah.
Very warm.
And we're just crawling over dead bodies, so like that's
no
fun.
biggie. We're seeing her become the real Tomb Raider.
But yeah, again, like it's not a bad game. It just feels sort of like been there, done that.
It is what it is.
Game.
You know
where,
what to expect.
Like, yeah, if you ask me, like, is this more Tomb Raider? It's like, oh, yep, it is more Tomb Raider. Again, we're like 8 or 9 hours in, or I'm 8 or 9 hours in. And so, like, who knows? Maybe we play for the next, like, 15 hours or whatever, and it turns around, and I'm like, oh, this is actually one of the best games of the year. Maybe there's a late game twist that really blows my mind. But, yeah, for the moment, it just feels like exactly the sequel that you would expect.
Huh. So, all right. Well, we'll look forward to your full review.
Yeah, I mean,
soon.
you won't have to look forward to it if you're watching this video because
Oh, true. The video's
the embargo will be
yeah.
up. That's I think like the 11th or the 10th. But yeah, for now, I don't know. That's how I'm feeling. 9 hours in, it's just like that game. So, yeah.
All right.
How's that sound, Adam?
Yeah, I like it.
Again, this is Shout of the Tomb Raider. I'm Hayden Dingman for PC World, and Adam Patrick Murray. Thanks for sitting in with me and, being a magical man.
Of course, anytime. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.